Hell of a game between Texas and Gonzaga. Let's watch the ending.
For St. Sabiri.
Up 3, or Texas up 3 against Gonzaga.
A little bit of token pressure in the backcourt from the Zags. Longhorns don't have any problem with it. On the dribble. Gonzaga trying to pick up the...
See, like, this is... I made a video earlier about the reverse zoom to blind pig action the Pistons ran out of the, out of the three-quarter court press, breaking that. Like, do you call this a high post entry? You know what I mean? Like, I kind of, you know what I mean? To me, it's like, yeah, that's kind of... I would just call it that. Yes, it's out here. He ends up way outside. Obviously, that's not the high post, but,
Gonzaga trying to pick up the intensity on defense.
Oh, you got the entry there.
As we hit the 2-minute mark. 4 to shoot. It's going to have to be Pope again. In and out.
Late shot clock.
4 to shoot. Pope on the dribble. Gonzaga trying to pick up the intensity.
I think you got to throw that. What are you waiting for? You got to throw that down there. Like, look, 8 seconds. I mean, that might have been the play call, but
defense as we hit the 2-minute mark.
This is why, guys, if you're a hooper and coach yells at you, what are you fucking waiting for? La, 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 la. This is why, bro. 8 seconds, 9 seconds. I've done that, and players have been like, yo, like, chill out, like, what the fuck? And I'm like, dude, like, throw the fucking ball before I break this clipboard over your head, man. Because now look what we get. We have to have a settle for a more point guard, late shot clock. It's not good.
Trying to pick up the intensity on defense.
Like, we draw up plays for a reason,
We hit the 2-minute mark. 4 to shoot. It's going to have to be Pope in and
you almost made that shit.
out. Rebound off to Gonzaga.
Gonzaga pacing. Oh. Almost walked. But they applied the pressure in transition. They're not just going to take it easy.
Hold it out on top and give it up to Worley. Back to St. Sabiri.
Man, that little head thing, man, I know people do that, but I hate it. Like, I'm not going to lie.
Back to St. Sabiri.
This kid's not the only one that does that. There are plenty of guys that do that around everywhere, but it's like, you know what I mean? That's what I imagine the sound you're making when you do that shit. Like, bro, like, come on, bro. Why? Like, why do we have to, what are you trying to do, bro? Like, and if you're a ref calling fouls on those, like, bro, if he does that, bro, like, if I swear to God, if one of my players ever does that shit, don't even give him the foul, bro. Just don't even, even if it was a foul, just don't give it to him.
He's going to lob it to EK underneath. Orkatai's trying to stay with him. It's a little bit short on the turnaround. And it's Swain on the rebound. And Texas will slow things here with 1:24 to go.
Texas can't slow things too much. They have to run action. You have to be aggressive and try to make Gonzaga play defense.
Jordan Pope with a clear moving screen.
Gonzaga play defense.
Look at this. Look at the moving screen. Like, good Lord, ref. Look, what the hell are we doing, man? Like, he just did it. He just fucking hunted this guy down. Clear mover. Okay.
Had a notion.
And this is where, look, Pope's a good guard. I've seen a little bit of him. Quick release. If you're training this is a bucket, bro. A lot of pros, a lot of NBA guys, that's that right there. You give them this much space, that's a bucket. It's just catch, quick release. They're working on that shit. I'm working on it right now when I go to the gym. But, because that should be, you know what I'm saying, like elite guards are making that. I think Darren Peterson might. Pope's a very good college guard. From what I've seen of him, I like his habits. He's very disciplined, doesn't make a lot of mistakes. And that's great. That's actually like very, very, very valuable in college. But that's the difference, right? I think that's the difference between a guy like Pope and a guy like Darren Peterson, which he can work on. He's still, you know what I mean? It's not, he's a young kid. He's in college. Like, he's got plenty of time to add that stuff to his bag. But if I was him, I would spend some time. That makes you all the more valuable, man. Just being able to, like, rep that out. Quick release, less than 0.5 seconds. Don't even go into your shot pocket. Just catch, let it go. Catch, let it go. Catch, let it go. Do that a couple hundred times for, a day. A couple hundred times a day for a summer. And see how you play next year. You know what I'm saying? Like,
picked up his dribble. 6 on the shot.
It's a little thing you could add.
For Tremont Mark. He make his mark again.
Yo, that's a wild shot. I mean, he almost made that shit, so I guess he works on that. But that's a shot you better make, too.
Tremont Mark. He make his mark again.
Close to being a foul. Yeah, I mean, I'm not, look, it's a good shot. Clearly, that's in his bag. Just for the confidence with which he shot that and the fact that he almost made it, the quality of the shot, the arc, the shot path, all of that, how he missed, like he's definitely got the light for that, I guess.
To Gonzaga.
I would assume the coaching staff it knows his game.
Grant Foster brings it into the front court. We're under a minute. 3-point Texas lead. The push pass to EK with a flush.
Look at this, man. Division I college basketball. You know, the American game is characterized by a lot of discrete actions. So just like one action and then let the athletes take over, create a small advantage, let the athlete take over. The European game is much more flowy. You know, we run consecutive actions repeatedly, keep going, continuity. You're going into a different action, into a different action, into a different action. You got to make this read, then go into a different action, and eventually you catch somebody slipping with IQ. That's kind of how they play the game over there, from what I've seen. Here, it's much more of this. We're getting, like, you know, it's a screen and roll, and somebody's going to win the play. It's that simple. One of our players is better than your players. Good screen. Good roll. And it's over at that point. Once he's here, it's you know what I mean.
Push pass to EK with a flush.
Good play. Again, man, even if it's not a shooter, this is why I don't like the screen coverage. This soft-ass screen coverage, when coaches prefer this, it makes no sense to me. Why? What is this stupid-ass drop coverage going to do? Are you really hoping that he's going to recover on this roller who's going full head of steam and he's got to make a decision between these guys and he's keeping him, like, you know what I mean? You got to make a decision. Either you give up the drive or you try to play it both ways and this happens.
The push pass to
So, like, what is this bullshit-ass drop coverage accomplishing? Go get in his face, hedge, use your length, make these passing lanes very difficult to use. He's going to get open behind you for a brief second, but then you're going to have a tag, and you're going to force a long-ass crazy pass or a turnover or him to dribble back out. At that point, you can just recover and reset your defense. So I think by default, you should be hedging high, perhaps blitzing every screen and angling it, you know, like this, right? Jordan Pope takes away the reject and overplays. This guy goes up, blitzes, overplays, and with both overplays, you have everything covered except for behind and go backwards. You just got to go backwards. And he's got to be a really good, athletic, and smart, skilled decision-making guard to make that pass.
the push pass to EK
But no, let's just keep getting dunked on, guys.
with a flush.
Well, what do I know? What do I know, right?
That's the go-to play, pick and roll. Superi and EK has come through all night long. Here come the...
Yes, when you be aggressive on defense, you're going to get cooked, too. I've been in the situation where I've brought up this defensive, the hedging strategy, and it's like, well, look at what happened. He got scored on. Yeah, like once, bro. Like, that's going to happen, dog. When you press, you get scored on, but you also turn them over. Like, you got to be, like, aggressive on defense. My philosophy has always been aggressive strategically on defense. Always.
About 10 seconds difference on the shot clock and the game clock, and Sean Miller takes a timeout, their final timeout.
Because you have two options there with Vokatitis rolling to the basket and Swain making a play.
This guy's been big shot maker all week long, Jordan Pope. Heidi gets it to Mark. Come on, Mark. Working in the paint. Gives it up.
First basket of the
Heidi
game.
for three. Got it!
First basket of the game. And look at the value of the guy.
Jordan Pope.
What is this, Ram action? That's Zipper, right? Nah, I believe Zipper might be back screen. I don't know what that is.
Heidi gets it.
I don't know what it's called, but it's a good action.
Shot maker all week long, Jordan Pope.
I think Ram would have been the down screen into a ball screen.
Heidi gets it to Mark. Come on, Mark.
So it looks like the philosophy on this play is create an empty side, down screen for a shooter, and then give him the opportunity to drive. Look at all this space he's got to go.
Gets it to
But they chose, Gonzaga chose to stay and help here as opposed to guarding these guys tight, and that actually cost him. In this circumstance, it cost him big.
Come on, Mark. Working in the paint. Gives it up. Heidi for three.
It's a good play design though, but look, that's what happens when you create an empty side like that. When you leverage the defense and put them, you put them in a position that's unfavorable, they have to make a choice. And so they chose, hey, we're not going to give up a drive and let this guy have one-on-one with all this space over here where he can go to work and bump, step back for a jumper, go through, veer, whatever he wants to do, really. Pull him out to the corner attack. Like, he can do whatever.
And Swain making a play.
This guy's been big shot maker all week long, Jordan Pope. Heidi gets it to Mark. Come on, Mark.
And they made that choice.
In the paint, gives it up.
And Mr. Texas's version of Con Knuckle
For three, got it.
came into the game. Although he's obviously not Con Knuckle. Con Knuckle is his own league. But they're that player, that role, right, for them came in and made the shot.
Cam Heidi, first
Huge shot, first bucket of his night.
and it's huge. St. Superior on the miss. Texas on the outlet to Vocatitis. They're trying to foul him. They can't. The Longhorns.
And that's game. Hell of a game, man. Hell of a game. But you see how these little things, like at the end of the game, little things make a huge difference in a tight game. Your screen coverage, you choose to drop instead of hedge, and you get dunked on. That almost got Gonzaga back in the game, right? Nice little screen and roll, just makes you soft to the screen and roll. And then we come down, create an empty side, good play call on offense, get 3 points out of that. And then you go home with a win. But those things make a huge difference. But it's also just fun to watch. It's a good game. I enjoyed that. I appreciate good basketball, especially in the tournament. There's something about the college game that's just beautiful, very pretty. Because it's not just all skill and talent. When you get to the NBA, these guys are too good to. There's still a lot of strategy involved, but it's almost like there's so much more off-script stuff because of how good these guys are. At any given moment, they can just make a play. Boom, play's going, boom, play. Okay, I got to see a gap. Like these, so in college, it's a little bit more. I don't want to say the word organic. It's not the right word, but like, there's more of an emphasis on running the offense, running the plays, and stuff like that because you kind of need to. The players depend on that more. So it's just fun to watch, man. It's fun to watch. I love it, and March Madness. Beautiful time of the year. But all right, peace and love. Like, comment, and subscribe for me, all right?